a joke book from 1941, the perennial favorite. It was on a sleigh ride. The cuddly, sweet young thing heaved a deep sigh for the benefit of the eligible young men at her side. "What's the matter, Miss Smithkins?" She managed an artistic catch in her throat. "Nobody loves me, and my hands are cold." "Oh, that's all right," he comforted her. "God loves you, and you can sit on your hands." Hello. Brian Jennings here. I realized when I made my first video today, that I was wearing the same shirt that I was wearing yesterday, and I thought, because I was wearing it right before I started making this one, I thought, well, I probably shouldn't do that. And what I'll say is that I've never put value in material things, that I buy books, concert tickets, instruments, canvases, things of the like. Well, hello everyone, welcome once more. Sunday evening. My name is Brian Jennings, this is my channel. This channel exists to discuss the nature of my relationship with show business, my glue gun's not hot enough yet, as well as discuss the nature of reality. I am the reason that Quentin Tarantino canceled the movie Critic last year, and he plagues my mind with a dangerous evil as a result of me not bending to his psychic whim at a screening of Jackie Brown last June. From there, a sequence of events unfolded that led to where we are now. I suspect that the movie is finished shooting. It's called The Continuing Adventures of Cliff Booth, but it's actually the movie Critic. It's the same movie. There's no David Fincher. Sony Pictures, Stacey Sher. Right? And this has all been in relation to me. Right? That the reason that Quentin announced that it was sold to Netflix was because I started emailing the then CEO of WME, aemanuel, and I started coming clean about the nature of our relationship. And so, the nature of our relationship is a palpable divinity. It's a very potent, right, touching this vision here, right? That the two of us exist as a case study in remote viewing. I was remote viewing them yesterday. I've taken no steps to see that connection is built. He has built it by his actions. Some 200 hours him and the people around him have all spent remote viewing me. And so the reason this channel exists, the reason that I'm making videos, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I get it, he hates me. It's not worth going on and on and on and on and on about. That doesn't interest me. Love and compassion and tolerance, these are the things that interest me. But he has taken it upon himself to be aggressively evil, right? To just apex the ugliest evil anyone could possibly endure, up to and including right now. And so I live in perpetual fear that he's going to send someone to murder me. And he tells everyone around them that I'm simply insane, that I'm a lunatic who's lost my mind, but he's using my scene in his film, and that's why he's been evil, is my guess. That he was shooting that scene without me, and he resented me for it. It was his decision to not forgive me. It wasn't my decision. I can accept no movie star Brian. I get that. I'm listening. Right? And so his argument is that no answer is its own answer, isn't it? And so what I'm saying is that I was working a job. Right? I was living my life. I went back to work. That's what I did after I botched Tribeca. And I was depressed for several days, but I went back to work. And so he entered into this campaign to try to get my scene for free. Right? And I suspect he told everyone around him that we need to do this because he'll be a threat to us. He'll come after us because he's arrogant. So, right, when I went to see Fish, right, he set the ball rolling and ended up compelling me to go to LA, and I did go to LA, and then I went back to Fish and ended up in New York, and then ended up back in LA, and I suspect that it was all to get me to walk up Mulholland Drive and then have his personal security guard outside the property put a bullet inside of me. Or something like that. And of course, that never occurred. Or to get me arrested. Anyone who's read Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the novel, knows that Charles Manson directs Pussycat into this house at the beginning of the novel, maybe around page 70 or 80. And he directs her all the way in, and she changes the light bulb to a red bulb, and then she turns it on, lays a sloppy kiss all over the old man. She's stripped butt naked, and she's like jumping up and down in the window, and everyone outside's like, yeah, go you, and then she runs out, right? He tried to get me to do that. I don't know about stripping naked, but he compelled me to the North Hollywood train station, and then was trying to like direct me up the street. Right? So that I would end up in handcuffs and he would go, that's what you get. That's ha 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 ha. That's what you get for playing the psychic mind game, not giving me what I want. But as it happens, he failed. Right? I walked up about a half a block and I said, no, this is bullshit. No. We're good. You're good. You can reach out. You can talk to me like a regular person. Right? And so inevitably I ended up here, back in Alabama. And I started remote viewing for the first time. Never him or Daniela. The girl that he said was in love with me. It's a long, complicated story. Her name's Allison. And they poisoned my mind with bullshit for like a week. Right? Nasty, awful things that no loving father would ever allege about his daughter. Right? And so, after me just persisting, just easy, just simple stuff, right? Because he led me to believe that she is a wicked practitioner who likes torturing me. Right? He admitted he has no daughter. And so I've been trying to come clean ever since. And he's been lying about me ever since. Right? That this is, right? That he's always seen me as like the ultimate spell, and now it's like in the other direction. Right? So, it's cost both of us our innocence, 100%. 100%. So the two positions are that I'm insane and he's evil. That's, right, like that's, there's nothing else that he can say about it. Right? And so I consider William Morris Endeavor a pathological, amoral establishment who insulates high evil and have no ethics and no honor. Right? Quentin tells him I'm insane. And then it just so happens that I start doing things that seem insane, like, oh, what a coincidence. Right? All the people that I wrote to help us reconcile, this is all my novel. Building a coven. Threw me right under the bus. So my point is that he has abused wisdom. Right? That's like clairvoyance, remote viewing, telepathy, like all of these things, right? That there are branches of the wisdom tree. And so when you are wise and you understand how the universe and how the world works, when you manipulate that understanding towards malevolent ends, that is the definition of evil. So that's where we find ourselves now. He did all of it, I realized this when he admitted he has no daughter, that it was all to get me to blow my brains out, all to get me to expire, right, to die. And so now so much more has elapsed, and I'm not going to go on and on about it, but now I'm in real fear that he's going to hit a breaking point psychologically and send someone to actually assassinate me, because he spent so much time remote viewing me. And he plagues my mind with dangerous visions of evil constantly. Right? So my point is that while I don't want to talk about it, as long as he's being evil, I have to talk about it, because I live in fear. So I'm insane, and he's evil. That's like these are the two positions. I don't want us to fight forever. I don't want to fight anymore. I was never fighting. I've just been enduring. Right? And so he'll always say that I'm insane, that I've lost my mind. But there's plenty of people who, it was 7 weeks before Tribeca. It's not like Tribeca happened the following week. Right? That Stacy Scher knows who I am. Sony Pictures knows who I am. Right? That they've all insulated his torture of me. That's my point. That's my point. And he'll always deny. Right? But my real point here, right, is that this is about my scene. This isn't about anything else other than my intellectual property. And so, therefore, right, the people that are around him have in fact insulated his evil because they knew that he wanted my scene for free. That's it. Right? And so they can deny. That's their right. And it's my right to say, what to Stacy Scher at Sony Pictures, what did he tell you as he was canceling the film? Right? Why did he actually cancel the film? Right? It's because of me. There's no other reason. I'm not interested in evil. Right? Nor am I interested in talking about Quentin Tarantino forever. Right? I could say things about this game that we're playing at, right? The clairvoyance game. It's the wisdom game. That's the point. And it's a dangerous, ugly, evil condition. When a wise person says, no, I'll use my knowing to destroy someone. That's, right? Like he is the definition of the Antichrist in that way. He has the popularity of the masses, he's very charming, makes popular films, right? But on the inside of him, is a palpable darkness, right? And the evil that he's put on me this weekend, that's the source of all the violence in his films, right? This is why Hollywood's in his pocket, because he's probably given someone else the business end of this, right? But I'm not in Hollywood's pocket, right? And so all that's left is my life. That's the point. That's why we're talking about it. Constant fear. Constant fear. Right? He spent so much time, every time I close my eyes to go to sleep, I have to be worried that he's gonna be mean to me, that he's gonna be awful and ugly and evil to me, because I'll go straight there, right? Remote viewing, boom, I'm right there. It happened last night. It'll happen every night. And that's not my fault, that's their doing. I've talked about it before, it's the square law. Every time you remote view someone, the two psyches on the other side of it are from then on 4 times closer than they were previously. And when the third time occurs, or the second time occurs, they're 9 times closer, which is 3 squared. And the third time they do it, they're 16 times stronger in terms of connection. So, him and the people around him have all remote viewed me over 100 times each. Right? So, what's the solution? Right? There is no good solution. Right? He's going to keep me, right? As long as he is the way that he is, I have no choice but to assume that, right, that he's interested in destroying me. Right? This condition that he's created in his mind, in our minds, right, is very difficult. Very difficult. And I'm cool, I'm living my life, but if he hears my voice every time I recite Shakespeare, that's probably something that he resents, because he did it to himself. Therefore, my life is in danger. Right? This is why I'm talking to the press, trying to at least. Hopefully he's not actually evil. You know, I keep making it through each day. I keep praying to God. I keep trying to be a good student. But I don't know. No one wants to talk to me. Keep leaving voicemails with William Morris Endeavor, asking them how they sleep with themselves and how they look at themselves in the mirror, all these things. So, all he has to do is move on, right? Is recognize that we're bound together forever by his hand, and just dismiss me if he ever hears me. That's it. That's it. And I do the same thing. Right? The thought of him perpetually lying to everyone the rest of his life, I suspect weighs heavy on him, as it would anyone. So, again, if he doesn't want to reconcile, that's right, all the more reason to keep me in fear. I'm assured. But if he's prepared to reconcile, why haven't we reconciled? That's the point. That's the point. A gunshot rings out over the psychic landscape. I suppose I'll stop. I don't really know what else to say. Putting together the form should be done tomorrow. So, see what's good in your life. Hold those dear to you close. Know that life is not an accident. Uplift your soul to God. Right? 9601 Wilshire Boulevard. Like, comment, subscribe, share.